Okay. Are we back? In business? Okay. I've lowered the bitrate, I reconnected. There was a lot of jumping up and down into the reds when I was trying to connect to a target server for the stream, which is worrying, but I found some that was solid green. Hopefully it should be better. Alright. So both players changing their deck. Epicosti throwing in the moles, actually trying to get some mole damage done, which Suleiman is unlikely to scout. We got Squirrel Mole, Falcon, Skunk, Snake Wolf against. Okay, some damage done with the mole, but losing the mole means that it's really only a 14 food advantage. Suleiman going Lizard, Falcon, Boar Owl, Machine Gun, Arty. Suleiman dropping the Fox completely. Going for a much more defensive build. The Owl suggests that he really wants to take this to the long game. Epicosti sticking with the moles. Sells one of the mole warrens. Leaves the other one here, possibly just to threaten. He goes back and puts down a couple of farms. He needs to worry about the counterattack here because Suleiman is building 2 warrens. He's got the machine gun to defend against the moles. If Epicosti comes back and sells this mole warren, then Suleiman's just going to run round. He's going to take his lizards and try and do a counterattack. Of course, he's trying to get up some units to defend. But he doesn't have long. Suleiman's already at 5 lizards, and lizards move quickly. He takes a couple of shots from the cabin. He's got 2 moles and a squirrel. That might be enough with the 8 pigs. Okay. Oh, Suleiman taking this mill, trying to cut Epicosti off. This is a strange map. Epicosti can come down here and get right in here, but can't actually hit Suleiman. If he had ferrets here, the snakes will probably be good enough, but if he had ferrets, oh my god, he could do so much damage from that high ground. Suleiman is actually going to be able to shut Epicosti into just a 2-base game, especially if he gets an arty up. He's already got the machine guns. Epicosti's going to try and break out with the squirrel mole push. Maybe wait for the snakes and counter siege his way through. Is Suleiman... Maybe Suleiman doesn't want to hold this position anymore. He's retreating all the way back. Yeah, and he's setting up way back home. He seems to think that he can't hold that position. He's putting down a boar warren immediately. I don't know if I would have given up so easily. I guess lizards aren't the best at holding a position. With lizards, you really want to prevent your opponent from scouting by making them scared they'll lose their mill if they ever step outside. So you want to be like coming around the sides and just harassing, just not committing enough to lose your army, but enough that your opponent is scared to leave. Suleiman can't really do that on this map. There's only one way in and out, and it's through here. Now, he did manage to... Oh, he didn't manage to stop Epicosti scouting the boar. Epic is going for his own wolf, as well as multiple farms. He's got 2 snakes, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Not when the boar's supported by 18 lizards. I think Epicosti's underestimating this boar. Okay. Here comes Suleiman. He's moving in with the ball. He immediately takes down the mill, along with the 2 farms on it. Suleiman is now 6 farms ahead, having this nice safe second base. Epicosty took a risk by taking the forward base. He does have his wolf out now though, and he's got 4 falcons, along with the 2 snakes to hit the boar. The real problem for Epicosty is going to be the lizards though. While his falcons and snakes are hitting the boar, like, Suleiman's lizards are just going to overrun him. You can't afford to play the long game from here. It's too far behind in eco. Okay, here we go. Army is actually in Epicosty's favour right now. And, oh, it was very in favour. I underestimated how well they deal with the lizards. I mean, not by much. Epicosty has to limp his way back to base, but he takes down the tier 3. He does survive. He's got a campfire, which I don't think is going to last long. Kind of a waste of food. He's trying to get this base back up. Suleiman is going for a second boar. I mean, Epicosty survived there, but Suleiman, it doesn't matter how, if Suleiman trades badly, he's so far ahead on economy he can afford to. Epicosty needs to make this sort of stand another 2 or 3 times to actually come back into the game. Now he does have the wolf to buff his farms, which means he's not as far behind as he looks, but he's still pretty far behind. Even doubling the farm count, he's still 2 farms behind. And now Suleiman's moving in. He's probably just going to take the mill. The boar's dead, but he takes the mill, and Epicosty's on starvation. And he knows he can't come back from that, even if the boar died. Too much damage would be done, and there's still too many lizards alive. Suleiman takes it, game 2. Suleiman proving the numbers correct at the moment. Okay, Epicosty running the same deck: Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Skunk, Snake, Wolf. Suleiman going back to his original deck: Squirrel, Falcon, Skunk, Boar, Fox, Wire. He doesn't seem to think he needs Yows. He's not taking the lizards anymore either, which is interesting. The lizards do synergize better with the the squirrels synergize better with the barbed wire. And Suleiman does like his barbed wire. But the lizards for Suleiman did so much work that it's curious to see him drop them completely. Especially since they also synergize quite nicely with the fox, because then your entire army can have Swift. Well, no mole shenanigans this time. Looking at the map, I think it goes in Suleiman's favour again. Epicosty takes this mill, but then he's got a tiny choke point to get through into this sort of square. Suleiman doesn't need to bother with that. Suleiman's got 2 safe mills back here. Reasonably safe. Epicosty can come down here, but Suleiman will be able to see that coming. And we'll be able to respond. Plus it's... with most of the mills on Suleiman's side of this choke point, it's easier for Suleiman to get a base established here than it is for Epicosti to get a base established here. Okay. Epicosti going into the skunks while Suleiman expands. Suleiman expanding into this square. Epicosti taking his natural. Okay, quick squirrel. Suleiman going up for his own tier 2. He's got a barbed wire wall to defend himself. Epicosti going for snakes. It'd be nice to see a quick tier 3, actually, from Epicosti right now. Where's Suleiman? Who's going to move out first? Both players are just sitting back and equing up. Looks like Suleiman's going to go for a tier 3. He goes for the fox. Can Epic scout this? No, not at this rate. Okay. Epic is falling behind here. He doesn't really have anything to make up for this large tech spike that Suleiman's going to get. He's not particularly... He's just even with farms. He's not ahead. He does get the scout off. His tier 2 probably isn't going to come out until Suleiman's fox is out, and the fox is going to be much better at killing tier 2 than the tier 2 is at killing a fox. Epicosti's going for his wolf, but it's very, very delayed. It's about a full minute behind. Epicosti has so far been consistently slower in placing down his tier 3s than Suleiman. Suleiman is... Epicosti has got up on farms, but he's not going to have time for these farms to really, you know, pay for themselves so that he can leverage this eco. And Epicosti's going to catch... Sorry, Suleiman's going to catch up quickly anyway. Taking the forward mill I like. Oh, but he's not doing it. So Epicosti's floating a lot of food here. He's far behind an army. He needs to put down some warrens. Even if it's just squirrel warrens, he needs stuff coming out. Epicosti losing so much food here. It's 5, 6 farms going down. The wolf is out, but it's not... It's only got a few falcons to buff. Epicosti saves a mill, but it's only got 1 farm left on it. Suleiman is 8 farms ahead. Epicosti needs to go now. He has the army advantage now. He needs to win the game with this army, and he needs to do it before Suleiman can rebuild. But he's not pushing in. He's waiting for his falcons to come up. And that's going to give Suleiman time to get down a whole load of barbed wire. And just make this extra difficult for Epicosity. The army's nearly back to even. As soon as Suleiman gets this next falcon out, he'll go ahead. Okay, Epicosity's going to try and eco back up. He's ecoing up on this forward mill though, which is very risky. Why not take this mill and then put your farms back here? There's still loads of food left on these. It's not like you're losing any profits. Okay, well, Epicosity's behind an army. He's desperately trying to catch up on eco. He's on 3 farms. One of those is going at double rate, so about 4. Assume you get 5. Suleiman's coming in though, and his skunks are just putting so much work in. Yeah, it's an easy task for Suleiman to clear that up. Just too little left for Epicosity. Can Epicosity make the reverse sweep? Can he make the comeback? Or is this going to be a 4-0 for Suleiman? Yeah, I don't think you can put a tier 3 down in response when your opponent already has your tier 3 complete. Because the Fox was almost already building by the time the Wolf Warren even got started. But here we go. Epicosity going Squirrel Lizard, Falcon, Skunk, Snake, Wolf. Sticking with the core deck, but tossing in the Lizards, which would be better against. Suleiman's gone large amounts of tier 2, and he's gone Fox, so Epicosity, the Lizards make sense for him. Suleiman is going back to his second deck, the Lizard, Falcon, Boar, Owl, Machine Gun, Artillery. Ooh, Epicosity going for a double Lizard Rush. Suleiman has scouted it. I don't know if this will work out very well, but he's quite slow on putting down his own Warrens, looking for a location. Those extra few seconds might add up. Epicosity's got 2 Lizards. He's going to come and try and pick off a corner farm. Can he do it? Like, this is series deciding, or game deciding at least. Oh, the pig is right in. It's buried in. And Epicosity loses 2 Lizards. Now, he did manage to get himself even on economy, so he can still come back from that. But a 40 farm deficit this early in the game is not what you want. Oh, fuck. Is it stuttering, really? Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. Internet was supposed to be upgraded, and instead it's got much worse. Epicosity left the lobby. Was that a DC? Or did he just, like, give up? calls for a disconnection. Players and referee decide for a rematch or victory for a player. It felt like a DC, because Epikosti's commander was moving. Epikosti hasn't put up like a GG or anything, which means his internet is more likely to have gone down than not. Okay, we got Epikosti back. Squirrel, lizard, falcon, skunk, snake, wolf against lizard, falcon, boar, owl, machine gun, arty, keeping the same decks. And the stream is lagging like a motherfucker. I think I was saying before the DC happened that my internet was supposed to be upgraded. I'm pretty sure they've downgraded it because it's been so much worse. I might need to look into that. But here we go. I didn't get a good look at last game's map, but this one seems to favour Epikosti. He's got two nice close mills. There are routes for lizards, but both players have lizards, so that won't mean too much. Both players just lizarding up so far. Epikosti's the first to expand. Maybe thinking about moving in. He is, but Suleiman's seen it. Easily be able to cover it. Okay, and 2 farms down for Epikosti. Oh, but looks like Epikosti's army is going to get caught out. He's going to lose even more on the retreat. These farms are going to get picked off. Epikosti does sell them. Oh, is this going to be how it ends? Not like this. Not like this. A massive win for Suleiman here. And it's still going. Lizards really struggle when they're behind in numbers. Once you get ahead with them, it's easy to start snowballing, but which is good for Solomon, but very bad for Epicosity. He lost a mill, and he lost a warren, and he lost a farm. It's 180 food, even before you factor in the food he lost from not farming. He's fighting again. He has a mill, but lizards can't really use mill tanking that well, and Solomon's microing well around it. The mill is going to go down again. I mean, it's lizard v lizard. The one with more lizards win. Epicosity might want to consider trying to put down some squirrels, so his deck is more defensive, and then he can hit the lizards as they're coming through his choke point. Solomon is getting farms up on his expansion. Epicosity's falling behind, and it's only 30 seconds until farms start fallowing. He has put down some squirrels, but oh, Solomon's going straight for a boar. He's far enough ahead that he can do this. This is pretty bad if you're Epicosity right now. Oh, Epicosity doesn't even see the boar. Like, Epic probably wants to try and force a base race right now. That's his best chance. But how's he going to do that? Oh. Solomon just leaves his boar at home and then takes his lizards out. He can still win. He's so far ahead on eco. Now, even if he trades down, he'll still end up winning. Epicosity finally scouts a boar, but the boar's nearly complete. Solomon's got full 8 farms. This is so one-sided right now. There's always a chance with lizards, though. But it's not going to be easy. If he gets caught in a straight fight, then he's done for. And it looks like Epicosity surrendered this time. And I think that might be it. Unfortunately, due to my own fuck-ups, Gentleman and Jet won't be able to play today. Or at least I don't think they're able to play. Gent has to go. So that makes this the only game